I'm nervous.
If it wasn't for me, we wouldn't be here.
No.
Just Lou?
Yes, just... No, if it weren't for you, we wouldn't be here.
Except there's a bit more to it than that, isn't there?
You slept with someone else, and now here we are.
You know what's interesting about this specific show as a shorter show is that it's so dense, the dialogue, that I think if you were to do it for a half an hour, it would be a lot to take on. Just as a lead up to it, essentially it's just two people sitting at a bar table across the road from their therapist's office. Because the dynamics of the relationship are changing with each episode, it feels like it's got a nice movement to it without actually us moving that much. We actually watched it as a film at Sundance, so we watched the 10 episodes in a row, and it worked really well, I thought. Like a little, like kind of Woody Allen vignettes kind of feeling to it.
Tom! Underneath it all, I love you.
Underneath it all.
Sex is the one thing that separates you from everyone else in my life.
Well, nearly everyone.
I thought it was very relatable. I thought it was really funny. I believe these people. As somebody who is also married, there were moments of it that felt very close to home. I love Nick's writing anyway. I've worked with Nick Hornby before, and I feel like this is one of the best things he's written. It's so kind of fascinating and honest and brutal and funny. So yeah, that was the big draw, I suppose.
You're going on a date after this?
No, it's not over. Fight for your marriage. Come on, fight! Oh, shit.
You often see it like it's a dopey husband and a moany wife or whatever, the kind of stock characters that you find on network shows too often. Whereas you feel like both of these people are awful and they're also both great. And you want them to succeed, but if they don't, maybe that's okay as well. Which is truthfully all relationships. So it feels very truthful in that way. There's definitely moments in the season when you're like, maybe these guys would be better off with somebody else. You know? And that's okay. You can still like them, but just maybe separately. We would do a new episode a day, and it's kind of 12 pages of dialogue, which you would shoot at once. And that's just not something you would ever do in a TV show. You would never have a scene that's 12 minutes long, let alone a solely dialogue scene. So that was unusual. And there was a pressure to that because everybody's there and you don't want to mess up. And that's never something I've had to think about before. So it was unique in that way. I didn't feel that much pressure as I have to be good because everybody's going to be looking at Roz anyway. I usually play just like schlubs for him. So if he's going to reuse me as his muse, it kind of doesn't matter. As long as he's heroic in some fashion. I'm thinking Neanderthalic, just because I've got the right frame for it. But he can still own a record shop. Do I have a muse? You know, we have a Siamese cat, and it's a horrible breed. Like, it's really taken us a long time to realize. But such a beautiful creature. So if I could paint, which sadly I can't, I would paint a lot of the cat. You get used to it pretty quickly, but there's so much more money in American shows and films, and you can kind of feel that a little. It feels a little more, there's food, you know, and things like that. But everybody's focus is kind of the same. Sometimes in American things, it can feel like you have to answer. There's a lot more producers and things like that where you have to answer to. And is this going to be relatable to the Midwest? And Britain doesn't really have that, or Ireland even really. You're kind of left to your own devices.
I need to stay as me while at the same time being quite different.
Exactly.